Now at 5 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, how Victoria County deputies were able to uncover 110 kilos of cocaine during a traffic stop. Plus, an inmate who escaped from a Texas prison is back in custody. And a Wharton man is in jail accused of aggravated assault.
As of today, we have Tropical Storm Francine. It's out there in the Gulf south of Brownsville. It's going to be an outside slider, but it looks like Louisiana is going to be ground zero. We're going to get some rain, and we'll be talking about that coming up in just a moment.
Plus, Victoria police arrest a man on multiple theft charges. You're watching 25 News now at 5. Good afternoon, and thanks for being with us. I'm Shawna Currie. Well, the Victoria County Commissioners have approved their 2025 budget, as well as set the tax rate for property owners. 25 News Now reporter Trenton Whiting joins us with the details. Trenton?
Thank you, Shawna. The months-long process of creating next year's budget is officially over. The Commissioners Court confirmed a new tax rate of over 38 cents per $100 valuation. They've estimated that to be around a 4.16% increase in rate from last year. However, a household valued at $100,000 should see a 30-cent decrease in taxes, according to the tax assessor's office. The commissioners are expecting a $375,675 increase in revenue from new properties in the new spending plan. In regard to the total budget, the court found an error with a missing 3% from the sheriff's salary. The commissioners said on the record that they would reimburse the missing funds with a $3,400 stipend in 2026. Shawna, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Trenton. Well, Victoria County deputies make a large drug find during a traffic stop. The Crossroads HEDA task force stopped a tractor trailer on U.S. Highway 77. A canine deputy alerted to drugs on the vehicle, so deputies used heavy equipment to uncover a hidden compartment. Inside, they found 100 bundles of cocaine with a total weight of about 110 kilograms. Authorities say no arrests were made and an investigation with Homeland Security is ongoing. Well, David Lucio of Victoria is facing 4 charges of theft of property of $2,500 or more with 2 or more previous convictions. The 39-year-old is being held in the Victoria County Jail on $200,000 bond. Victoria police have also arrested 32-year-old Joe Benavides of Victoria. Benavides is charged with aggravated assault of a family member with a weapon. He's in the Victoria County Jail on a $76,000 bond. Texas Department of Criminal Justice inmate Jesus Villarreal is back in custody. He was taken into custody in Calallen near Corpus Christi after he escaped from the Huntsville unit on Sunday. Villarreal is serving a 63-year sentence for 4 counts of aggravated robbery and 2 counts of aggravated assault out of Cameron County. He will now face felony escape charges. Police in Wharton arrest 21-year-old McAllen Cash James. Cash James is facing an aggravated assault with a deadly weapons charge out of Fort Bend County. He is being held in the Wharton County Jail in lieu of $150,000 bond. Well, now let's take a first look at your first warn storm team forecast. Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez joins us now with a look at what's going on outside. And Mac, that always gets me.
You know, you can just call me Mac. You know, that's okay. I'll answer to almost anything. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that beautiful weekend. Now we've got a tropical storm right off the coast, but not to worry. It's not coming directly at us, but we will get some impact. Here it is. This is Francine. Francine is going to be rolling across the Gulf of Mexico, headed toward Louisiana. We're going to be on the western fringe of that. We're going to be getting some rain and some wind, but not a direct impact. So we'll be talking more about that coming up in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. Shawna, back to you.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mac. Well, a Bloomington man is facing charges of engaging in organized criminal activity as well as theft of a firearm and others. In total, 21-year-old Rocky Rodriguez is facing 6 charges. He is being held in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of $63,000 bond. New details in the Georgia school shooting investigation that killed 2 students and 2 teachers. Authorities now revealing the suspected shooter had registered at the school just 2 weeks earlier. The suspect's aunt says his mother called a school counselor about half an hour before the shooting to warn them about an extreme emergency. The aunt says that the teen had been, quote, begging for months for help with his mental health. The sheriff says they're investigating any phone calls to the school, and neither the suspect nor his father, who also faces charges for allegedly buying him the gun, have entered a plea. Well, a first-of-its-kind aviation school is changing a male-dominated industry. Here's a look at how the program at Texas Women's University in Denton, Texas, is helping more women become pilots.
Freshman Amani Glenn spent the first week of school in the classroom.
Ready to go?
But now it's time to take to the skies.
I caught the flying bug and I was like, this is what I want to do.
She's one of 24 students in the inaugural class of Texas Women's University's new aviation school.
A lot of excitement, a lot of energy. It's a fun place to be.
TWU is now the only woman-focused university in the nation with the professional pilot program.
I do want to become a pilot, so I'm excited to learn everything.
Genesis Contreras has been interested in aviation since she was a little girl.
But low-key, the price scared me, and I was like, you know what, maybe it's not the way to go.
But she heard about TWU's new flight school after receiving scholarships from the university and knew it was meant to be.
Do what your heart desires, whatever inspires you.
Right now, women make up only about 5% of all commercial airline pilots. This program hopes to not only increase the number of women in aviation, but to also strengthen the talent pipeline in a growing field.
So the combination of growth and attrition is going to lead to long-term career prospects for these young ladies.
The director of the school says the sky is the limit for the students who complete the four-year program.
There's a big demand and a lot of interest, not only from students, but from the industry in a woman's focused program.
The students don't seem to be too worried about going into a male-dominated field.
I would say with anything that I do, I try my best to give 110% and do my best work. So with everything that I do, including flying, that's always my goal.
They're just ready to take off and start flying towards their dreams.
All right, well, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell to be alerted whenever we post new content. Well, stay with us. Straight ahead on 25 News now at 5. Former President Trump throws his support behind a Florida ballot item which the GOP is opposing. Also ahead, House Republicans blast President Biden over the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. Welcome back. House Republicans have released their report on the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. The scathing report blames the Biden administration for mishandling the 2021 Afghanistan pullout by reducing troops but keeping a large embassy staff and lacking evacuation plans. Democrats on the House Foreign Affairs Committee dismissed the report as partisan. Experts and former officials argue that both Trump and Biden share blame. Trump withdrew more than 10,000 troops after a flawed Taliban deal, and Biden mishandled the withdrawal's execution. One day to go until the presidential debate here on ABC. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump taking center stage in Philadelphia. Pennsylvania is a key battleground state this November. With the latest polling showing a tight race, tomorrow night could be a crucial moment in who wins the White House. Here's ABC's Perry Russum.
Final preparations ahead of the high-stakes debate between former President Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris. There will be no opening statements, no studio audience, no pre-written notes or huddling with staff during commercial breaks. Microphones will be muted when it's not the candidate's turn to speak.
Are you ready, Madam Vice President?
Ready. Harris has been getting ready in Pittsburgh with mock debates. Former Hillary Clinton advisor Philippe Reines playing the role of Trump. Reines posting this video on X from 2016, where he helped Clinton prepare for Trump.
The vice president will defeat Donald Trump in the debate tomorrow.
Trump has been meeting with policy advisors, including Congressman Matt Gaetz, who's been helping with possible controversial questions, including Trump's legal issues and his stance on abortion rights.
Is anybody going to be watching?
Trump with a weekend rally in Wisconsin.
To every citizen who's sick and tired of the parasitic political class in Washington, November 5th will be your Liberation Day.
The latest 538 polling average shows a tight race, with Harris up by less than 3 percentage points nationwide.
Right now, Harris leading in 5 of the 7 big battlegrounds, but it is a tight race in all of them, including right here in Pennsylvania.
Over the weekend, Trump promising retribution if he wins a second term, threatening jail time for lawyers, political operatives, donors, illegal voters, and corrupt election officials, adding those involved in unscrupulous behavior will be sought out, caught, and prosecuted at levels unfortunately never seen before in our country. It comes days after Trump admitted he lost in 2020, and days after Attorney General Merrick Garland said there's been an unprecedented spike in threats against election workers.
The public servants who administer our elections must be able to do their jobs without fearing for their lives.
The 90-minute debate is happening here at the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia behind me, with Harris arriving today. Trump will be here tomorrow, setting up a key moment in this race where they talk about the issues and how they want this country to move forward. Perry Russum, ABC News, Philadelphia.
And here's a look at some very important dates that are coming up in order to vote in this November election. This election will include national, state, district, and county offices, as well as a tax rate election for Victoria ISD and Industrial ISD. If you are not a registered voter, the last day to register is Monday, October 7th. Former President Trump announces his support for a Florida ballot measure to legalize adult recreational marijuana use. In a Truth Social post, Trump called to end needless arrests for small amounts of marijuana, aligning with his criminal justice reform efforts. Now, this stance contrasts with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and other Republican leaders who oppose the measure. Trump also urged for laws banning public marijuana use. The initiative needs 60% to pass, but Florida's GOP has already unanimously opposed it. Well, Pope Francis receives a warm welcome in East Timor, celebrating the 25th anniversary of its independence from Indonesia. The Pope's visit contrasts with St. John Paul II's trip in 1989 during Indonesian occupation. Francis praised Timorese resilience and progress while addressing ongoing issues like poverty and violence. He also indirectly referenced the abuse scandal involving Nobel laureate Bishop Carlos Bello, who was secretly sanctioned by the Vatican for abusing minors, but remains a fervent figure in East Timor. Well, turning to your health news now, about 300,000 U.S. men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer this year. That's according to the American Cancer Society. But more patients are learning they have the disease at a later stage. Today's Health Minute shares when experts recommend prostate cancer screening.
After decades of decline, late-stage prostate cancer cases are on the rise. The American Cancer Society says more than 35,000 men will die from the disease this year, despite tools to screen for it.
If found early, it is actually very treatable. go from it.
But the organization says many men are not being screened for prostate cancer. Experts believe it's due to misconceptions about the invasiveness of the screening process.
A rectal exam is not actually needed. So I think that's the important thing to know. A simple blood test can help indicate your risk of prostate cancer.
That prostate-specific antigen or PSA blood test will result in a risk score, which can help men determine if further testing is needed. The American Cancer Society recommends men talk to a doctor about screening as early as age 40 for those who have one or more first-degree relatives diagnosed with prostate cancer at an early age. Men 50 and older at average risk should also have the discussion.
There's a lot of fear that if one goes down a certain pathway, that before you know it, one's headed to a major operation. But it's really important to know you can start with a simple blood test and have a lot of information which can really guide, further treatment decisions.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Parents of children under the age of 18 in Texas can now monitor and restrict their child's activity on digital platforms, including Facebook and Instagram, but only if they know that their child uses the service. To read the full Texas Tribune article, visit our website, crossroadstoday.com. And that brings us to our viewer poll for today. How do you feel about these new parental control features on sites like Facebook and Instagram? Are you neutral? It's a good start, but needs improvement. Do you think it's a positive move, a good step for protecting kids? Or do you see it as a negative, that it doesn't really safeguard children enough? Right now, about 63% of you have voted that you're neutral about it. It's a good start, but there's more that needs to be done down the road. And about 26% say that it is a good step. So go to crossroadstoday.com/vote to share your thoughts, and we'll have the latest results on 25 News Now at 6.
Well, good evening, everyone. You can see the clouds beginning to develop after a spectacular weekend. Now, all of a sudden, we have a tropical storm out in the Gulf of Mexico. 87 degrees right about now. That's not bad considering what we've been through the last couple of months. But, I think summer is over and we're looking at very nice fall weather. Our northeast wind will be increasing during the day because we're going to get the effects of that storm. 88 was our high compared to 92, the average high for this time of year. Francine will be sliding up the coast, not making a direct hit at Texas, but we'll get some influence from it, and we'll be talking about that after this. Well, all of a sudden, things are getting very interesting and active in the Gulf of Mexico. Here we have a tropical storm, Francine, which is gathering strength and will actually become a hurricane maybe as soon as tomorrow. And then by Tuesday, we'll be sliding into Louisiana. So what about us? Well, the thing is, Francine will be very close to us, giving us some rain and wind, but it's not going to be a direct hit as far as we are concerned. Now, as you see, there's sea drift. Here's Victoria, maybe 150 miles out offshore. You can see the outer bands of the storm beginning to develop. This stuff will be rolling in like that. So overnight, we'll see some sort of thunder shower activity rolling in. And then tomorrow looks like a fairly wet day. The thing is, the immediate impacts of the storm will be along the coastal area. So if you're anywhere between Palacios and maybe Rockport, you're going to be dealing with some very high tides, some gusty winds, probably in the 30-mile-an-hour range, maybe 35. And then you're probably going to get the heaviest rainfall. Now, we are in Victoria, of course. We are going to get some effects, but not even that strong, because remember, there's the strong side of the storm, and then there's the weak side of the storm. Storm center is about 200 miles off the coast of Brownsville. There's Brownsville, and there's the eye. You can see how it's beginning to gather strength. So everything is ready for this thing basically to start gaining strength, but moving northeast. If it stays on that track, and I'm very comfortable saying that it will stay on that track, it'll be heading into Louisiana in about 2-3 days, but it's going to be rolling right up the coast. I mean, I'm calling it an outside slider because it's outside and it's sliding right past our area. Now, here are the coordinates for those of you that have the little maps that we have mailed out. 24.0 north and 96.8 west, as you can see right about there. So where is the storm? Like I said, it's off the coast of Brownsville, right about there. It is beginning to gain strength. It is blossoming. It is getting bigger and bigger and getting stormier, and the winds are picking up as well. But because we're on this side, it's going to be traveling right along the coast and rolling inland as a Category 2, okay? 2, that's big. That means Louisiana needs to get ready now, and I mean like now, like tonight, because the storm's coming in as a fairly strong storm. That's about 110 miles an hour, so they're going to have to watch that very carefully. Now, the closest that I mapped is at the center of the storm. We'll get to 150 miles off the coast of Seadrift, okay? Close, but, you know, fortunately far enough away, not a major problem. The center of the storm will get within 100 miles of the Galveston before it moves ashore. But again, this is the strong side of the storm. This is the weak side of the storm. So we're not going to get a ton of rain, especially west of Victoria. Everybody's hoping that we get some nice rain, but there's the center of it. There's the center of it. You'll see it moving northward and all the way up into Louisiana. So we will be getting some rain around here and some gusty winds, but nothing significant, which is good. A few showers begin tomorrow. A few showers with an 88 tomorrow in Cuero. And your 7-day forecast, I have it down as an alert day because all of you will have to keep watching. There's that 10%, 9% chance that it would vary its path. That's why we got it as an alert day for Tuesday and Wednesday, and then all of a sudden it clears up and we're on the backside of the storm getting warm and dry as we get to the coming weekend. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. If you can scan that with your phone, you can put Crossroads Today right on your cell phone. That's your forecast. We'll toss it back to Shawna.
All right, thanks a lot, Mac. Well, coming up next on 25 News Now at 5, we'll take a look at today's stocks. Plus, JetBlue is making a change to its baggage policy, what passengers need to know. positive day for stocks. The Dow closed up 484 points. The S&P 500 closed up 63 points and the NASDAQ up 194 points. Oil is up $1.01, closing at $68.69 per barrel. Well, good news for JetBlue flyers. The airline now offers a free carry-on bag for all customers. That includes its basic Blue economy fares, and even if you purchased your ticket before the new offer was put into place. Previously, JetBlue passengers had to purchase a more expensive ticket or pay an extra fee to have a carry-on bag with a basic Blue ticket. That ticket tier still does not include any checked luggage or seat selection. Big Lots announces the retail chain is filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy due to high inflation and interest rates. Nexus Capital Management will take over most of the retailer's stores and operations. The 57-year-old company has secured $700 million in financing to continue operations and to pay employees. Big Lots plans to close around 300 of its 1,400 stores with potential for more closures. Although Big Lots has yet to publish a comprehensive list of its planned store closures, the filing did include a list of more than 100 locations whose leases are expected to be rejected this month. Only one of those stores is in Texas. This move adds to the growing list of retailers facing financial struggles as consumer spending on non-essentials declines. Well, stay with us. We'll take one last look at your forecast when we come back. Plus, furry surfers make waves at an annual surfathon. We'll take a look at what this is all about. And here's a look at what's coming up on World News Tonight, right after 25 News Now at 5.
This week, the high stakes face-to-face. Vice President Kamala Harris, former President Donald Trump. Voters get to judge the critical debate for themselves right here on ABC. World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast.
Doggies got soggy for a good cause. 50 dogs and their owners met at the Dog Beach in Del Mar, California for the Helen Woodward Animal Center's Surf Dog Surfathon. It's the longest running dog surfing event in the nation, and it raises funds for local services that take care of at-risk or orphaned dogs. Canines of all kinds and sizes took part in the contest. That one's even going backwards. Should get some extra points there.
I think so. And I never knew they made shades for dogs, but he was looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Seemed like they've done this before.
I like the little mohawk too. So probably not great surfing weather around here or any beach weather over the next couple of days.
You know, it's interesting you say that, because whenever I say there's a surf warning at the beach, the surfers go to the beach. And I say, don't go. It's rough seas. It's the impact of the tropical storm. But the surfers do that.
That's what they like.
That's what they like. Now, for small boat mariners, just remember, next couple of days, we're going to have a hurricane passing by to the east. It's not really moving in our direction unless something really bizarre were to happen. But as Francine heads toward Louisiana, they're going to get the brunt of it probably on Thursday.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us. We'll see you back here in 30 minutes for 25 News Now at 6.